So, still on the Natasha and Akpabio incident, there is the cause of the unfinished battle. Yes, the cause of the unfinished battle. A rival senator allegedly visits a shrine to fortify his political hold, but within weeks, scandals and mysterious losses haunt his camp. Natasha, meanwhile, is seen quietly attending a Thanksgiving service, praying barefooted. Now, there's a lot of serious political and spiritual undertone going on between Natasha and Akpabio. Now, this is a very serious and delicate issue because before now, it has only been more of political strength and political sagacity, and people trying to maintain their strength and show that they actually have a whole lot of capacity and power to do things the way they are doing it. But right about now, things are beginning to take a more serious political undertone as Natasha was seen in the midst of a spiritual place. And you know how it is when once these people begin to get so spiritual like this, it begins to make everybody now feel that they cannot actually handle these issues or handle these problems anymore. It's not going to be business as usual again. Things are going to take a very different step and different dimension. And when things begin to take this kind of step and dimension like this, you now find out that everybody will now begin to struggle or scramble for power. Everybody begin to struggle and scramble for taking sides. And once people begin to take sides the way they are taking sides like this, then it is actually going to be quite a Herculean task for people to not to undermine themselves, or people not to have the wherewithal or the strength or the sagacity to do things the way they're supposed to do. Now, when somebody like Natasha now begins to go to the extent of even the extent of going spiritual, like going barefooted on a mountain top to do some fervent prayers, you will now begin to know and understand that in the typical street way, water go don pass garri and oga go don dey run away. So this is a very serious and dicey issue which ordinarily could have been protected. Now, we should also look at it that there's so much ancestral vows and broken oaths that can affect political dynasties. Akpabio does not know the kind of oaths Natasha must have taken before finding herself in that place. So he should not just feel he can just come from nowhere and begin to change the whole thing and change the whole perception and change the whole attitude of how things are done. So this is actually a case of people putting their eggs in one basket but making sure that they carry their baskets carefully and very well. So Natasha is such a woman that people should not toy with or people should not joke with. You do not know where she has buried all her political strength. So coming down to just feel because she's a lady you can just beat her out of the game, it's actually not going to work. Now, there's also rumors that Natasha carries a mother's covenant that shields her from evil plots. You see? Now, she carries a mother's covenant that shields her from evil plots. So, there is no evil that anybody can put on Natasha that can work. No, they cannot work. The highest you can get is that some people are going to get what we call back to sender. And back to sender now is a situation where when you try to cause evil on someone, the evil is going to bounce back on you. That is actually the level we are right now. Akpabio tried to fight Natasha with all the powers he could have, and guess what happened? He now got his fingers burnt in such a way that there's been, in fact, from the look of things right now, the person in the palace and in the villa is not Akpabio. Rather, it's actually a cloned person. So this is because the mother's shield is still protecting her so well. They fought her in court but forgot to cleanse the altar they raised. You see, when you go to fight someone who is clean, you will forget to do a lot of things that naturally you could have done. And once these things you were supposed to do now come back to hunt or fight you, Oyo is actually going to be your problem. And once Oyo now becomes your problem like this, it is now a very, very dicey issue. All right, people, this is Gist Lover Hub TV, and we are here to give you up-to-date, back-to-back incidences happening at the National Assembly. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, we urge you to subscribe to our channel, click on the notification button, comment, like and share our videos, and we'll continue to give you more updates as it is hot. All right, people, thank you for being with us, and see you some other time. Bye bye.